We are live.
We are live on Spirituality Gone Wild. Well, it is time to welcome back Spark the G-Vibe Sunday. Hello, hello, hello. And you guys, look who we've got straight out of Quantum. It is Quantum Queen in the house, Jessica Alstrom.
Glad to be here, Debbie. Always.
Love you, sweetheart. I'm so glad that you're here. And we're going to be talking all things quantum tonight. And I am just so excited. This is going to rock. So for all of you that are jumping on, if you could share, we're going to uncover what quantum is tonight with our darling Jessica. And
let's do it.
Oh yeah, this is just like so
Let's make it easy. Let's make it easy for the whole world to understand. Yes. For sure.
Yay! So in the meantime, I'm going to share, you know who, our favorite David Reed Watson, the Reiki rocker, our Vegas Radio Rocks favorite DJ in the house, favorite musician, vocalist, one of my favorite rockers on the planet. Yes, David.
Yeah, I look forward to doing your show soon. Yes, for sure.
For sure. All right, share the screen if you guys can share out. Here we go.
Whoa. There.
Sitting on this lonely bridge doesn't seem that far to fall. I failed almost everyone, me most of all. The pieces all are scattered, a puzzle or a dream. It's over now. Child, the world was so pristine. Sit beneath the lonely tree to keep it company. When everything was vibrant, fortune to be seen. It's over now. And where good
Okay, not that I don't want to just listen to it all the way to the end, David. I'm sorry, I just completely like blew you.
That was awesome.
Dude, isn't he rock?
Mad talent. Yes, absolutely. He's rocking it.
Totally.
Yeah.
Intense heart energy. Boom. You guys, let me see some intense heart energy. Let's go. I want some quantum questions, man.
You know what? I totally forgot to tell you, Deb, today is actually our launch day for my first single off of the album, Light Body. So I posted it in most of my groups. It's on iTunes. I'll have Frank, actually, one of our team members, posted in the link. So it is available on iTunes. We have an album coming, but our first single dropped. And we'll just jump into it and talk about quantum music.
Yeah. And do I have a link to this? If somebody has a link, send it to me so that I can.
My team shall be sharing it on there, and we can even play it as we wrap.
We will do that, but you got to stick all the way through to the end if you guys want to hear the premiere of Jess's music.
Yes.
Talk to me, baby.
It is quantum music. So, to me, it's like being a scientist and being an alchemist is somewhat dubbed like stuffy, like, oh, you must be nerdy, and then they see me and they're like, wait, I'm very confused right now. Here you are, this alchemist, this scientist, you're speaking quantum theory, you've got tattoos. And I'm like, yeah, and I'm also a mother of 4, I'm actually like, I'm you and you're me. And that's the beautiful thing about quantum is that it is all inclusive, and it is about focused consciousness. Like, where do we choose to focus? As I was listening to David's song just before, and it was just this deep heart-centered connection that was coming from him. Mm-hmm. And that is the link that is going to carry us into this new world and into evolution is not just speaking from the heart, but literally like being so vulnerable in our heart that it's like we don't care who's watching and we don't care who's judging, and like sharing our heart becomes the most important thing in our universe, and everything else just kind of like the seas part. Because when we step into that playground of our heart and we start to share our truth in any way it is, music, art, speaking, teaching, radio, acting, any field, whether it's just loving on your babies at night or sitting on the beach and taking care of yourself. It's like that level of heart-centered living is what's going to change the world. And when we were working on this tour that we're going to be talking about tonight, and we're going to be talking about all things quantum, I said, I want to do something that's never been done before. I want to bring a party with a purpose, but I want this party to be so layered in intention that the thing is, the number one thing that lasts when the world is falling apart is entertainment. That is the one thing that stays with us. Laughter and music and art and color and beauty and food and people. It's like when things go to shit, that's when we all come together. And in this new realm that we're all traveling into, we're shedding our old selves. We're shedding of who we've been. And we're stepping out of fear into the light. And it can be a really scary place when your whole life you've known you were a black sheep. And now it's time for you to actually live as that sheep herder versus that sheep. And get the attacks or the judges or the looks that people give you when you first step out of the closet and speak up for who you are. But it's about celebrating that. And what I believe and what I know about the universe is that we are already where we want to be. And if we would all just pay attention to what is right about this planet and who we are and our hearts and our connection that we have with each other and the connection that we have with nature, everything that we are so focused on resisting and all the problems that seem so big in our face would literally just go away. And so when I was creating this music with the majorly talented DJ Tasha Blank, who is a sound healer herself, she is the physicist of music and movement. When I called her on the phone and I told her, I said, this is my idea for this music. It needs to be not Zen and not meditation. It needs to be like you have to get up and you have to dance, because we've got to hit mainstream. The light workers are the new rock stars. And if we're not going to bring the party, if we're not going to bring the party to the front of the world, then are people going to hide in their meditation centers? Or are we going to get on the dance floor and we're going to celebrate who we are?
Well, holy fuck, Jess, look, okay. You just look, I mean, straight up, if anybody knows how to bring the party from where we come from, that would be us. Yeah. We're just switching it up a bit, guys. Okay. We're doing it from a different perspective. Mm-hmm. But I mean, let's face it, us black sheep that used to hide as the sheep.
Yeah.
Now, right. But we know how to bring it on. And this is bringing that vibe and that energy into the quantum revolution is what I dig about you and what you're doing and what Spirituality Gone Wild's all about.
All about, which I love you all. Yes.
I love you too, but check it out. So this is for everybody watching, because I want to get this out now before Jessica continues, because listen, her tickets for the quantum revolution are on sale now. You can grab a hold of those. And if you do that while you're on this broadcast, and I just saw number 33, you do that while you're on this broadcast right this very second, then you're going to get a year to TICA Academy, which is a $3,000 deal. Okay, look, I'm not even in the TICA Academy. What's up with that, by the way? I didn't even
yeah, you should be by now.
Right?
Well, it's actually a scholarship. And I'll tell you a little bit about it. So one of my biggest intentions is to access human potential, is to bring what is underneath. It is the alchemy process. Let's dive in all your dirt that you think you are not. Let's pull away your doubt and your suffering and your pain and your memories and your shortcomings and your failures. And underneath all of that is the diamond, is the gold. And that is the center point of who you are. And when you finally get to that, which is the purpose of this tour, after the fact, you're going to need a place to plug in, recenter, refocus, recommunity, and basically kind of rebuild your life. Because this activation tour is, yes, it's a party with a purpose, but I have layered it with so much integration that every step that we have thought out this tour is to basically create such a lightness about your body. See, the thing is people think that they have to learn spirituality to become enlightened. The only thing that you actually have to do is unlearn who you're not.
Really? That's it?
That's it. Unlearn who you're not.
Oh my God, I love that. You guys hear that?
It's so easy. Really is an easy button. There's an easy button. And that's why this whole tour is about DNA activation. So let's talk about DNA activation and quantum theory for just a minute before we go back to the scholarship. So the human body is basically a temple of knowing. It is the universe in the micro of the macro. Everything that is out is within. So all the secrets, all the codes, all the memories, all the access, all the talent, all the genius reside in your DNA. And there is nothing outside of you, which means every time you look at a book and you learn something, you're not learning something, you're remembering it. Remember, look at that word, put back together. I am putting myself back together, which I was torn apart, probably before the age of 7, right? You've heard this, don't do that, don't say that, don't feel that, don't think that, don't be that, right? And who are we? We're good little girls and boys. And so we honor that. And so we separate from ourselves and we create an ego identity. And when we create the ego identity, now we're separating and we're focused in 2 different places. And if anybody understands quantum theory, where you focus is what you get. Any of you out there realize that you're manifesting what you want and what you don't want at the same time? That is because there is 2 axes of focus is going on within you. So this tour is designed to basically create so much space in your body that your DNA begins to turn on. See, we have got 12 helix of DNA, only 2 are active on the planet. Once we reach to 3, 4, and 5, we're going to be using telekinesis, we're going to be using telepathy, we're going to be walking through walls, we're going to be doing all this cool superhero shit, and it is all literally inside the human body. It's not like, oh, well, I don't have those gifts. We all have those gifts. The level of what you understand about yourself is determined by what you've actually been taught your limitations. So the more you become unlimited, the more access you have to your own human potential. So I'm using about 85% of my brain by unlocking all this DNA. Yep. What that means is I'm clairvoyant, I'm clairaudient, I'm clairsentient. I can read timelines, I can see past, present, future. I can see up to 15 probabilities of your future realities. I can see in your body, I can see what's going on in your body. And I can also predict the future and go into the past in a meditative state. So if I can do all of that, and I had a learning disability growing up, and I was the abused, traumatized, broke, kid with no options, then how is that possible? So how did I do that? The only thing I did was I decided that the answers were never going to be out here, and that if there was magic, it had to be inside of me. So instead of running to this guru or this teacher or this study course, I spent hours and hours and hours using music, which is the fundamental frequency of the universe, to time travel myself, past, present, and future, to dictate and unlock my own potential. And now I do that in 106 countries with our university. And that's what we're offering with the purchase of the tickets for the tour, is access for a whole year. Some of you, if you've got the VIP checkpoint, you get unlimited access for a lifetime, because I will tell you that this enlightenment process, it's not going to stop. So I'm going to be teaching until I'm old and gray, if I decide to do that, because, you know, that's just choice at this point, because age is actually a belief system. So many cool things are happening on the planet. Since that eclipse went down just a short time ago, it was literally like, okay, human race, do you choose suffering or do you choose love? Do you choose fear or do you choose the party? Well, hello, I'm bringing the party. And I'm going to show you guys in 3 days how to basically realize that we can access unlimited potential. And I understand how the human body works. The frequency that I'm going to be bringing in with my crew, that you guys will, I call my light crew, my light posse, we're going to be basically unlocking that DNA in a 3-day period, because the power number 3 is the healing number. And the only way to keep you actually in your body during that time is music. Have you ever noticed that when you're listening to music that you're totally vibing with, you want to be in your body? You want to move your body. You want to move your hips. You want to move your body. It's not a feeling like you need to jump out of. Sometimes when you're listening to intense frequency, it's like, whoa, this is too strong. But what we're going to do is we're going to access the gamma frequency. And if anybody's familiar with gamma, it is the highest frequency. It's the God frequency. Let's just be honest. It's the source energy frequency. We're going to be accessing source energy frequency while we're overlaying it with music, so that you actually will stay in your body and receive the downloads. Pretty cutting edge shit. Let me just tell you, it's pretty awesome.
Right. Well, let me mention the fact that you've got quantum sound therapy, which is Helena Riley.
Yes.
So, well, we got a couple of good things with that one. Not that I kind of like a little. I kind of love Helena.
I'm kind of obsessed. I'm kind of obsessed with her. Yes.
I know, right? I mean, how could you not be obsessed with Helena?
Right.
I mean, and not only that, but she also brings forward the structured water, and we've got gratitude structured water coming.
And
that's the water that was created with Dr. Emoto. She is going to, but back to the technology, she's going to have, it's called the Miracle IQ, guys, set up in 3 points in the theater. It is going to be freaking rocking, because we're talking gamma, beta, theta. All right. We're talking about rocking yourself all the way to the top, because when you're in your gamma state, that is using your 100% of your brain,
your potential.
Yeah,
not just your brain, but your entire cellular and atomic structure will be at that party. Because the thing is when you're running a beta is kind of your defense, your learning, kind of your objective. Like, can I believe what she's saying? But when we get to gamma, it's a knowingness, it's a receiving, it's a giving. Right. So you're simultaneously giving and receiving with utter knowingness. And, you know, when I first started the tour, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to hold this gamma frequency by myself in my body for 3 days to activate this potential. And then in walks Helena going, oh no, honey, you don't need to hold it yourself. We're not just going to grid the location. We're going to sync the sound systems.
Are you know?
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh my God.
Oh yeah. Yeah. In the sound systems. And then crazy. in order to basically get to our second day, see, our first day is the heart opening, and we are going to be in this beautiful rose quartz amphitheater that is just surround sound, and the acoustics are ridiculously bananas. And we're going to be bringing in the heart activation, because in order for us to be able to upgrade our DNA, we got to be here. You know, like Spider-Man said, great power comes great responsibility. Like, you're not going to be able to hold that kind of potential and access that kind of superhuman abilities.
Correct.
If you're not here. Because if you're here, that's logic, it's separation, it's suffering, it's control. We don't need that on this planet. We've had that forever. We need more people in their heart living their absolute gifts and truth out loud. So the first night is about this amazing heart activation in this rose quartz theater. And we're going to be basically getting this heart so open and ready to receive for the second day. And the second day is when Helena and Melanie from Phuket Cleanse is going to join in. Mm-hmm. And, you know, we say we're going to be serving these quantum cocktails. So the human body is 70% water, right?
Yes.
All right. So the quickest way to bypass all of your self-beliefs about sabotage and limitation is to get beliefs opposite inside your body. And what is water? It's basically programmed memory. So this water that she's bringing to the table is all programmed frequency, spirit module, indigo water. This is designed to enhance your spiritual accessibility, meaning getting into your Akashic records and diving into yourself, but also getting into that kind of DMT ayahuasca experience, but not without all of the purging and suffering that goes with it. Basically this gateway. And we're going to be drinking this water right before we go on this quantum shamanic journey inside. So the entire weekend is about going deep, deep inside, where you're totally five senses are going to be so distracted by your other PTSDs of the world, your home, your bill, your spouses, your friends, your commitments, your obligations, that you're going to be so present that your body is going to receive like it never has before. And by the end of the day, you are going to be walking, talking, healers, teachers, guides, messengers. You're going to be living as your inner child. To me, what higher self actually is a healed inner child. And didn't we all just come to play? Right?
That's correct. Well, you know what? Actually, I want to take a second there. It's a big playground, guys.
It is. That's what
I know my playground. I need to have some fun. And hey, Jessica, Jay Rothman just jumped on, and he does real talk. And I hi to everybody else. I know you're all there, and we're not. Hang tight. We're coming. And besides, I'm gonna play her music. Just keep listening, and I might show you maybe the Fiona, maybe. Just so Jay, I had talked to Jay, and I said, "Say real talk, real man raw." Now, why would he interview you? Because remember now, this is real. He has only had men. So I was going to ask you this question. Why don't we just ask it right now?
Yeah. Why should he interview me?
That's absolutely right.
Because I channeled the divine masculine. And you know what? Sometimes it's amazing to be able to see what is actually going on within masculine energy, because it's not about men and women. It's about energy, and it's about the way that we're constructed and the belief systems that we're holding on. And in order to become truly enlightenment is about complete balance of the masculine and divine feminine within me. You know, people tell me a lot of the times, you're so girly, but you're so masculine when you teach, right?
Right.
And I'm like, it's not necessarily about masculinity. It's just about confidence. It's just about owning who you are and what you know and what you're here to do on this planet. And I think that the divine masculine always had a real strong sense of knowing who they were. And those times are changing. You know, there's more stay-at-home dads, there's more CEO moms. Mm-hmm. And that can be difficult for the men to kind of adapt and change and be able to allow themselves in their divine emotions and open up their femininity without getting feminine. Because it's not about being feminine, it's about being balanced. You know, in my academy, in 106 countries, I will say that right now it's about 80% females to 20% men. But that's changed a lot in 1 year. 1 year ago, it was 98% women, 2% men. But just in 1 year's time, I have seen so many men come to and say, I want to learn this quantum energy. I want to learn this healing. You know, I'm understanding what you mean, because the identity of a man is about who they are and what they can provide. You know, it's like that. Who can I become, like that ownership of their reality? And when their job gets taken away or they lose a relationship, it throws them into a tailspin. You know, as far as finding the identity of who they are and what they mean to that family dynamic, to that collective, to that environment, to that community. Mm-hmm. You know, and so many women are coming on the forefront, creating these big opportunities. Right. That to me, it's like, I love working with our divine masculine, because to me, they've got so much power potential that sometimes they just need to be safe, get into that emotional place where it's not weakness. The vulnerability to me is badass. You can be vulnerable. That is the most badass thing.
And it's also sexy, guys. It's sexy.
So sexy. It is so sexy.
It's so sexy for you to show your transparency. And so I think that the answer to that, my darling Jay, is that we bring the female perspective and not demasculating, but empowering men. And because I think there's enough of that going on. I'd much rather see how we're going to back you up and how can we best show up for you, our lovely gentlemen.
Well, it's about supporting them. It's about
supporting them. Yeah.
Yeah.
That right. Absolutely. So and boys, there's a really good reason for you to go get a ticket to go to Quantum Revolution. You guys want just seriously, I mean, let me see some like hearts. I'm going to see some hearts.
Make it rain.
Make it rain. Let me see.
I'm not seeing the love right now.
All right, let's take a look. Let's take a look and see here. I got my phone.
Oh, okay.
Guys. Boy, we've got 31 people right now watching. That's very cool, guys. Hi. Oh, hey, David. What's up? Hi, Angie, Anita, John, Fiore. Hi, Karen Palmer. So,
hello, Karen.
Karen Palmer. Conscious families, mindful families, and
yes, and I'm doing her show Wednesday. We're gonna talk about conscious parenting. You know, I'm a mother of 4. My oldest is 23, and my youngest is 5. And conscious parenting has basically been, my kids have been my spiritual teachers. I've never followed books or gurus. I have to say that I feel bad, but I probably in my lifetime read less than 5 books. You know, I had a learning disability, but what I did do was I got in touch with me and I realized that their job on the planet was them. Yeah. And my job was to guide and be an example. And that's when the game changed for me as far as being a parent. So I cannot wait to do her show because her and I have a lot of heart connections around the kiddos. I have a lot of heart connections around what it feels like to be a parent, because you know what? It's almost like children raising children. We are. Yeah. And how to navigate through our own growing up while we're raising these little guys, you know? So that's going to be an awesome show on Wednesday.
I cannot wait. And Angie says, having the courage to let go of the need to be tough and need to be strong, knowing kindness, and I can't read the rest. Vulnerability is badass, says Christine. Christine, thank you so much for showing up, girl. You've been rocking it. Barbara Taylor.
Barbara, what's going on?
Part of our ground crew. And she is, I think she's, I'm not sure who's Spirituality Gone Wild. Somebody's posting ask that. So I'm going to assume it's one of our team. You guys are killer. Anybody have a quantum question for me? Anybody? Oh, hello. Not a 1, but they did give us a bunch of hearts, and we're back to 33 again. 33 is a magical number.
It's a healing number.
It's a healing number, everybody. Don't we love that? So, Jess, there's another part of this quantum revolution. There's another part of the music. There's another part of all of it. Let's get out of the revolving door of recovery and addiction, and let's step into healing. Now, how in the world do you know anything about that?
I'm a recovering survivor myself. You know, I believe that addiction is within all of us, you know, whether we've been addicted to being busy or codependency or obligation. You know, it's not just about the heroin, and it's not just about the alcohol and the sexuality. It's about the things that we put in front of our own connection. Yeah. And we do that because we were taught away from ourselves. We were taught to disconnect. And for those of us that I call the freaks or the black sheep, or, you know, the magical ones that never fit in anywhere, we are more susceptible to addiction. And the reason why is because we believe that there's something bigger out there than what we are seeing. And the way that we connect with that is through sensation and feeling, and getting high on whatever that is, you know, getting high on gossip. It doesn't matter what we get high on, as long as we feel bigger than this life that we've created is, and we've disconnected from the power within ourselves. And so when we disconnect from that power within, we search outside of ourselves for something that feels like home. And believe it or not, you know, when you're a big, giant being, heroin can feel like home. It can feel like your home planet. Who knows? You know, it's like, it can feel like something that feels more real to you than anything you've ever, these shallow relationships and these shallow places and these crazy 9-to-5 jobs and bills. It's like, who would want to be here? You know what I mean? It's like, I totally get it. It's like, what? No one wants to be here. We're all trying to escape. But what we think is that we have to escape outwardly. And if we would all learn to redirect and escape back within, and be like, wow, I can feel the sensation of any high addiction by just reconnecting with my breath. by just reconnecting with my mindfulness. And that's what I teach is basically, it's like, you want to get super high? Guess what? The ultimate high is to be with yourself. But you've got to break through some of those barriers because we've been taught not to connect. See, to me, addiction is just lack of connection, not connection to necessarily like anything outside of you, but connection within. And when we start recovering that, that's when we are magical, because anyone that you're influenced by in the world, they always have something called presence, don't they? It's like you walk into a room and it's like the presence is like, what does that mean? That means that they're totally safe to be present. They are rocking that moment and you can't take your eyes off of them. They are owning their own power, and that is magical to us. That's why we adore celebrity. That's why we follow, musicians. That's why we follow all these magical people that seem to have it all together. But what they have that most of us don't have is that they are in a real solid, healthy relationship with their own power. And they're demonstrating that. Their bodies are moving, they're musicians, they're artists, they're just doing amazing things. And we're in awe because we're so disconnected, giving our power away to everyone around us, thinking the answers are out there. And it's really about diving back in. And to me, that's what quantum spirituality is. It is about learning that the focus that you are emitting is creating your reality, and that you are ultimately just possibilities waiting to unfold instead of limitations. We're taught from ever that you're limited here, you're limited here. And I could literally be a storyboard for that. Dyslexic, couldn't focus in school, couldn't get the grades. And here I am with my own university at 43 years old in 106 countries teaching quantum theory. Like every odd has ever been against me since the beginning of time. I've been a single mom. I've done this all by myself. I've never had any help by doing it. It's like everything is transformable when you believe in yourself. It's like we tell our kids, if anything you put your mind to, you can have. But then you watch them do the opposite of it, right? You watch your parents do the exact opposite. You watch them run from fear and hide from each other and basically disregard their own beautiful knowing. And that's what we're taught. So we bump against life and we make lots of mistakes, and we make wrong turns and we have the wrong relationships, and ultimately our heart gets break enough where it cracks open. And that's where all the magic begins, because once the heart breaks open, you realize that it's unbreakable.
Absolutely. Because you know what, here it is. I mean, Jess, of all the shit I've been through, and without your dark, you wouldn't know your spark, baby girl. And guess what?
I love it.
Right?
I'm
still alive.
That's right.
You're still alive.
I think I'm here. Yeah, I think in some parallel I am.
Right. In this quantum possibility, we're hanging.
That's right.
We're tight. Listen, guys, but you're breathing. We did not die. So when we think about this trauma, we think about this stuff that we go through, I want you to really take a moment and soak in this bit of info. You didn't croak.
I love you. You crack me up.
It's the freaking truth, man. We're look.
You know what, Debbie?
I'm still here.
I don't think that that's light work. I don't think that that's light workers' biggest fear is death. Because you know what our greatest fear is that we die with the light inside of us.
I think
that's our greatest fear.
Oh my God, you're totally right. I'm just speaking more like for the people who are sitting there thinking, how in the hell did they get this place? I don't even know. I've got this thing and I'm thinking about this thing and I just, I can't breathe. And I'm telling you right now, I'm still alive. But back to what Jess is saying about us light workers being absolutely going, we've got to save the world now.
Yeah.
You must do it. I mean, but that's seriously, why? Because man, we don't want you to go through some of the stuff. Jess doesn't want you to, she wants to give you some tools right now to bust you through the dark. And in fact, that's really the most important part, is so that you can remember who you are and that you are love. Anybody want some more of Jess? Give me some hearts and go over. The link is posted. It's right there. Do you see it? It's posted at the top of the chat. You just go buy your ticket. Oh, and you know what? Maybe we'll be really, 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 really nice and make it go live stream. Maybe. But
we're thinking about it. That's
after we're sold out. We're only going to do it if you guys, we're only doing it if there's no tickets left, then we'll bring it live. Other than that, y'all are just going to have to go buy some tickets.
Yeah. So, well, it's going to be, it's our newborn first, it's our first tour. Right. And, you know, I have let the locations pick me as far as where we're supposed to be and who I'm supposed to work with. I get out of the way. You know, the thing is, the coolest thing about it is when you're really in touch with who you are, you don't ask a lot of questions. You just show up and everything just kind of flows. Right. And they said, Miami, and this is why we need crystal sand to be a conduit for this quantum energy that's going to be rising through us. And I'm like, done. You know, and it's like, I already know where our next location is that we'll be releasing just in a couple of months. And we're going to go 3 to 6 times around this beautiful planet. And we're going to activate this DNA, because when you said more love, you know, love is actually a trigger word. Most humans. You know,
it really is a trigger word. It is a matter of fact, Joe Rogan has got the best joke about it ever.
Yeah.
But why is it? Well, he talks about love being one of there's 3 words you just don't say, because people, when you say them, they just go, oh my God. And okay, I'm not going to repeat them, but hey, one is, well, actually, one's the C word, one's the N word. I'm not going to say.
There's actually 4. There's the C word, there's the N word, there's the God word, and there's the love word.
Oh shit, there is 4 now. Oh my God, now we're just
say those and taboo.
Why is that taboo?
Right, but you know why? And I understood this up to a year ago. To me, love a year ago meant pain. Like my subconscious associated love as pain. Mom, dad, brothers, sisters, best friends, relationships, all been right. So it's like, how, when you say, yeah, love, I say, you know what, I'm going to keep it closed because that keeps me safe. Right. So what we use in TICA to kind of move you through those kind of, those trigger words is we find different words that don't trigger you. So the root definition of love is actually acceptance, right? Mm-hmm. So it's not about love, you guys. It's about accepting who we are, where we are. And it's like in this moment of acceptance, that energy is called neutral energy, which means new to my reality. And that's the 0 point of quantum physics. So if I can reach my 0 point, then guess what I am? I'm possibilities. If I'm associating with one belief or another, I have to focus on what I believe in, because that's virtual reality. Belief become the lie. If I believe in anything, I'm becoming it. But if I just go, you know what if I just accepted the parts of my body that I hate? What if I just accepted my past? All of the crap I did when I was unaware or in survival or trying to be loved. What if I just accepted all of that? Then what happens is it's almost like this crack in the door opens up and the heart goes, maybe we'll come out. And what is this so-called God stuff? Well, you know what? It is whatever gets you out of bed in the morning and keeps you motivated to sharing your heart. Who cares? Source energy, God, you know, whatever you want to call it. And that's why I started speaking light language. Because light language, it bypasses all ego constructs of the human language. And yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Is light language, is it safe to consider light language is what that has been coined as speaking in tongues?
You know, I will say that in quantum theory, it's always a yes and a no. Okay. So it's yes as far as the root language of source energy. Yes. But speaking in tongues is like, okay, so if I go to New York, people are speaking English differently, right? If I go, it's almost like there's a little twang on all of the languages. And so I can speak 12 different light languages, which means I can speak 12 different star system, basically languages that are their root system languages. And they're sounds, they're symbols, okay? They don't represent necessarily, like one sound is a comparative for me speaking for 20 minutes.
Okay.
So, but the cool thing about it is frequency is what holding your body together right now. It's what holding your couch together. It's what holding your wall together. Color is frequency. Color actually has music attached to it, believe it or not, because at the root of all frequency is sound.
Yes.
So when we go to construct and basically get the density off of you to bring out the enlightenment, what we actually have to do is we have to get to the root of you. We have to reach this subatomic level of you. which was the little atoms before you decided to be you, which means I want to go past the cellular level. I want to go atomic. And if I go atomic, I can't trigger your cellular memory about language and verbiage and communication. I have to go before cellular memory. So I have to go atomic. And the way that I can go atomic when I'm doing healing is I can speak light language. And light language bypasses all time and space because it's just symbols and sounds, but it speaks directly to your DNA. And it speaks to the truth of your DNA. And it's almost like if you and I were in a fight right now, and you were on your couch and I was on my couch and my body was going like this and your body was like that. But then I said, you know what, gosh, I just love Debbie so much. I'm just going to send her some love and I'm just going to talk to her soul. And then all of a sudden you received that and you went, you know what, that's dumb. I'm calling up Jess. That would be light language. That would be light language. It's just a bypass of all density and material communication. And it gets right into the heart and it gets right into the DNA and it gets back to that atomic structure where you designed all of this unfortunate events that have unfolded. And it recalibrates your DNA and it recalibrates your structure. And, when I speak light language in a session or something like that, people are like, I don't know why I'm crying. And I'm like, because you're feeling it. You don't need to understand or decode. And you know what? Let's keep your ego curious. Because if your ego is curious, he's not judging me. He's not judging my ludicrous language that I'm speaking. Because if you're judging my words, then you're in resistance of what I say. Right. So if I say something and you're like, no, thank you. See, now you have a belief that's in the way of truth. And the thing is whether it's speaking in tongues, whether it's light language, or it's light body language, or rainbow energy, or whatever you want to call it, it's literally the basis of every religion that started off with truth, which is basically we are love. Exactly. And as we remember, then we get access to the DNA. And when we get access to the DNA, we can live as the potential because we all have that gut feeling that we're here for more. We have that gut feeling that we're supposed to do something. And if we don't know what that is, then what's in the way of that is false belief systems about what you're not. You've been programmed too long and too heavy to disobey your own intuitive guidance system. You have suffocated your own emotions. They've become impacted. They've become toxic and painful in the body because all pain comes from basically disappointment and disconnection of the self. So we can do healing work with body injuries. We can create abundance because abundance is just freedom, right?
Abundance is freedom.
Right? Healthy relationships, which means my ego isn't constantly defending itself against your ego, right? We can build beautiful planets together again, and then it's like the relationship that we have with ourselves can heal because that's really what it's all about.
Absolutely.
The soul that you seek is in the mirror, right? The light at the end of the tunnel is a mirror, right? So it's like you're always going to see yourself. Yes.
So how about if we, hey you guys, how about if we make you cry? We're going to share some light language right now. Oh, all right. You guys ready? I don't know. Let me see how many hearts I can get and I'll decide in a second if I'm going to share it or not.
Baby, I can drop some acapella, I can freestyle, or we can listen to my song. But I do want to talk a little bit about this song because it's really, really special to me as far as anything I've ever done. I've spoken.
They're playing us up right now. Okay.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, well, the song was basically like I met this amazing sound producer named Tasha, which is actually she's going on tour with us in Miami. And I called her up and I said, I need to drop 3 tracks for this album. I need to get the light body active. I need to heal the inner child. And I need to integrate the I am being into the body. She was like, done. Fly to New York. I flew to New York. I went to her house. We recorded these 3 tracks. First time, dropped them, just freestyled, channeled it. It showed up. And then just a couple weeks later, I told her my intention. She asked me this question. She goes, okay, well, what if I cut you up and remix you to kind of bring the dance element in? And I go, it's okay. Because you can't basically unbreak the coded frequency. Whether you chop it up a million times and leaves 90% of it out, it still has the intention in every symbol. Like I said, one symbol of light language is basically a whole entire book in itself. So the song is basically the instructions on how to open up the light body, but it's dance music. So we're bringing the party, but we're bringing the activations. And this is just a tiny little nibble of what's going to happen on this tour.
Okay, y'all ready for this? Let's do it.
Are you playing it?
Yes, of course. Boom, people.
Oh, wait, that's only going to be 30 seconds, I think. You need to download it.
Ha ha ha. Only 30 seconds, guys. I need a link. Jess, can somebody send me a linky?
Yeah. I don't know if you're ever going to get the light language in there.
I know we can. I'm so good at here. Oh, give me a linky.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, while you guys are sending me a link, hold tight. Okay, so what I'm going to do is show you this like totally bomb ass hotel.
Oh, yeah.
You guys want to check this out?
I want to talk about this hotel for a minute because it literally like blew my mind. Like when I decided to go on tour, they were like, you know, some of my team was like, okay, let's find a cool Marriott. And I'm like, oh, hell no. I'm like, no, I want to play where Duran Duran has played, you know, like I want to bring.
I love you.
So of course, this hotel that our amazing production team has found for us, you know, they've worked with before. They just were like, this is your location. And when I went, it's cool because the vibe is when you walk into the main room, you know, where you would register, there's no registration because they don't get down like that. Like there's just gold pillars. There's just gold pillars. And this is like one of the okay, so go back to the mammoth. Oh, you're on a slideshow. The mammoth right there. Okay, that is a full-blown mammoth that is dipped in gold in a hurricane and bulletproof box that leads to the beach. This particular like walk down is, I think it's called the Road of the Warrior. And then next to this over the side, you can't see, it's called the Tree of Life. And this tree is ridiculous. It looks like it's straight out of Africa. I don't even know if you're gonna be able to see it. But it is right on the beach. Yeah.
I'll just keep going.
That was a unicorn. That was a unicorn, by the way. That was
Oh, no way. It's a freaking unicorn.
Right? Yes, and everything is literally like you walk in and it's like all these other worlds. It's right on the beach. It's got this cool ass vintage old school Hollywood style about it. Right? Oh. Yes. Oh, I don't know if we're gonna be able to see the ballroom or not. That's the mermaid bar. Yeah. See, that's the entry. See how there's no desks? There's no desks. You walk in and you think you're gonna be able to register at a hotel. Oh no, you gotta find a private room. You walk out to the ocean and it is that crystal sand that's just like powder. It's like amazing. Right. So cool. Yeah. And I have on my Facebook page posted the actual amphitheater room, which is the rose quartz room. Okay. And our other rooms, I don't know if they're going to be able to show up or not, but it is amazing. Yeah.
Well, you guys are getting the vibe, right?
Yeah, it's ridiculously awesome. We're so excited. Yeah.
Not the restaurant.
No. But I don't see the ballroom in there. I've got all those pictures on my Facebook page, so you guys can take a peek.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. You can check out this.
Yeah. Ooh, it's amazing.
Look at that.
Right? Oh, and all of that is like cheetah print and it's like velvet. It's like super swanky. And
they're so speaking my language.
I know, right? It's totally old school Hollywood. Like
completely freaking gorgeous. Awesome. Did somebody send me that link?
Yeah. Somebody should send you that link. I could send it to you.
That would be awesome.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me go in here.
So John Fiore, like you're thinking you're gonna pay to see both Jessica and I dance. Okay, right there. Go buy your tickets.
Oh, that's gonna so happen.
go buy your tickets. You guys, you want to pay to see us dance? Well, you've got your opportunity.
Right.
Buy a ticket, come to Florida. You can see us dance. You know what? And we take tips.
Right.
Well,
okay. I'm sending it to your messenger direct, so you don't have to get it through iTunes.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Well, yeah, because that might take a bit.
Yeah, I just download it, share it.
Hang tight, guys. You want to hear light language?
Yeah, and otherwise, we'll just get it posted because I'm not doing it necessarily like for profit. I'm not like selling my music, but it is kind of like the album. And it was the only way that I could get it to download in order to like be able to present it to do it through Apple Music. So, well, but it'll be available everywhere. I've had several different meditation centers reach out to me and ask me if they can use it in their cool downs and warm ups, and also in their breathwork classes. And I'm like, oh, hell yes. Because I really think that if any of you guys are out there speaking light language and you're like, oh gosh, it's so embarrassing because it sounds weird, wait until you get the right producer or the right mixer to put it with like this danceable music. And the cool thing is I realized is that the more people who get the music, they're singing it. So guess what they're doing? They're singing light language.
Oh yeah.
Right? They're speaking.
Okay, I cannot find it. Didn't you just send it? I know y'all are waiting. I know you guys are all like, they're like sitting here on pins and needles. Like, you want to hear this. Well, look, what's going to happen is that we're just going to have to do it a cappella.
Oh shit. Well, it's not going to sound the same because here's the cool thing about light language and the tough thing about light language is that every moment is a now moment, which means each moment is a universe. Okay. So there is no ever repeating anything. Anytime you ever do anything, you're going to be a new person doing it. So there's no way that I could reproduce any light language song ever, because in this moment, this universe is brand new, right? So let me see if I can just send it to your email.
We're literally getting requested here. Jessica, please talk light language, no human language.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
And first of all, let's set an intention, because with light language, it isn't just blah, right? It's intention-based frequency sound. So what is it that you would like me to speak into existence without time and space, without an ego, function attached to it? And, and then it takes as long as it takes. Sometimes I can do it for 2 minutes. Sometimes it ends up being 30 minutes. So I'll try to do, and also you'll notice as I'm speaking, there will be different dialects and different dialects of it, and different areas in my chakras that are speaking, because believe it or not, when I'm speaking, each chakra is speaking a different language. So sometimes it will feel very earthy and girthy and kind of like it'll feel really rootish. And then sometimes it will feel very angelic. And that's why I think it makes really cool music, is because of the diversity in and how it flows. So it's because the root is about survival, and it's about community, and it's about that hive mind. It's about survival, and then the sacral energy is all about creation and sensuality. And that solar plexus is about I demonstrate and I become and I dance and I move. And the heart is about I love and I speak, right? And I know and I sing and I am. So each of the different dialects that come through are kind of rocking their own frequency. And it's funny because I've been working on this next tour that's going to have a real urban African influence, the second tour. And I've been doing a lot of clicking in my light language, a lot of clicking and a lot of like, almost like rapping. So I'm like, this is so awesome. Like, I can't believe that I'm actually
rapping light language.
I'm rapping light language. Yep, I am. It's super cool. I think what I'm going to have to do is what I'll do, you guys, is I'll give you a sample of light language. And then once I'm done, I will actually send a direct link to Debbie from Tasha herself, because everything else is in iTunes. And I will let her play it on her comments, right? Just throw it in the comments, the link, and you guys can have a listen. And if you love it, support it and download it for your meditations or whatever. And that particular frequency is the light body. So getting the density out of your body and opening up space to receive the download. So just like your iPhone needs to get cleared out to receive the download, that is you, right? You can't have too many apps running and too many pictures and you don't receive the download, which is exactly what this whole tour is designed to do, is receive the downloads.
Okay, hold on one second. Barbara, if you pinned it, I can't get to it. So if you could telegram it to me like real super fast, that would be sweet. Thank you.
Yeah, and I'll just say
Barbara, you rock. I appreciate you. Yeah, I can't get to unfortunately.
No
hey
worries.
guys, are you guys, anybody like just sitting here absolutely as in total gratitude as I am? Let's spark the G vibe moment, guys. Spark the G vibe. That's your gratitude vibration, your God source energy. I don't care what you want to call it, but it's something. So get sparking. Who's going to spark?
Awesome.
Who's going to spark it with me? I know you're down, Angie. I know what's up with you.
All right. So what are we going to speak? What are we going to speak it up here? I don't have any backdrops, but you guys will have to get the idea of light language. We'll set an intention. So spark the G vibe. So tell me a little bit about what that means to you, Deb, and then I will speak that in light language.
Ooh.
The intention.
Oh, yeah. There's a reason I couldn't get that link. You see, this is it right here. Spark the G vibe is what I call our gratitude vibration. It's the intention of gratitude. It is the intention of knowing and seeing everything that is good in your life, everything that has been good in your life, everything that's going to be good in your life, but really getting into that space now. So spark the G vibe with us, because Jessica's going to tear it up with light language. Spark the G vibe.
So spark the G vibe to me is about the gratitude of gratitude, right? It's almost like it's the gratitude. And what is gratitude as far as when we're looking at the frequency chart of the quantum perspective? Gratitude is next to ecstasy. You know, when anything is going wrong in your life and you can't escape from the lower frequencies, gratitude is your elevator. It is going to get you out of that funk and into the present moment where, you know what, there's one thing to hold on to. And if there's one thing to hold on to, then there's more coming. And that's gratitude is about recognizing who we actually are versus who we're not. And so it is our power frequency. And when we move into our higher selves, we live in a state of gratitude, which is where we should be practicing each moment. So the light language that I'm speaking is coming, this particular one is coming from the 12th dimension, okay? And as you watch the highs and the lows, the 12th dimension is just a radio station that I'm channeling into that has less density than it does down here in third dimension. So the less dense we get, the higher we get enlightenment, and basically the more we become just sound, okay? So I'm just gonna get ready here. And this is the frequency of Spark the G vibe. Akan Lagos ko dulu le no ko dulu dulu kata Lagos kana mai le no tar kan le tar to to tar ka ko to le bidu ka ber ka ri tar ye le ma je la kata ko akra daing gore to ai no antu kata no antu ko to no go tar go to ka tar ka daing ko argan no shgane no le shgane no le ko to ro daing ko to tis ko no no ai to shgane no ai no ko so rai alin tar ga ai o shgane no tar ka no no ma han ko mo tis ko ro tar ka tis ka ka tar ka tar ko tar ye na tar ko sa nai to ro to engat ko no no na ko ni Aku tadi tu tadi itu tu sudah rumit ada gaya tu rumit dah. Elok kan sebenarnya anda tu kata tu. Kata nah terus tu antar kau tadi sudah kata reach kau tadi harus. Anda nonton tu sudah ini kau saya anda kau ain tu kau tu nunggu tu tu kau tengok nunggu ain mereka dah hasar kau mana dah hasar. Aku kan tu nunggu dah rabu sudah hasar kau mesti kau dah tu seperti itu kau mesti kita lagi terus kau tadi kau tadi. Aku pun terus kau tadi menteri kau dari mana naik tadi tu lena kau tu tadi. Amano antes ko dulu untuk yang kata anu kursus anak ko untuk ang kata ko tak ko tak ingin buat kata tu rebut ain lagi ai anta ai sere tu ko jas ko te mo ta terus antara kata dulu sere atau mo tadi ko kata terus ko tu mo tadi sere mo tadi kan u nai na kan paling atas kan mo tadi ko are na ne kita terus kan ain kata ru akhirnya tu terus kan han on the hand on ta ko terus ko na hindi kita pa hindi ka terus ko terus terus kan aku lihat mo tadi ala ada kan ina enggak tu akhirnya anggar rest katanya anda itu sama itu anda dah tu nurut ini anda hai nurut ini anda nurut ini anda terus kan ai terus push kan terus kita ai terus dari kata ni ai want to show kasa aku suka saya antara that's the spark the vibe.
Yeah. And with that,
now that sounds crazy, I know, but when you back it with the right track.
That was seriously badass. It sounded like you were on a radio frequency for real.
I know. My boyfriend is like, what?
Okay, dude, I'm sorry, but now you know I love it. The frequency is awesome, but I know he was tripping.
Oh yeah, and I'm like, is that weird? Like,
I would do that. It's freaking great.
But wait till you guys hear it. Wait till you hear it with like modern dance music, and it's awesome, you guys. Like, I know it sounds weird, but you know what? Your ego got totally freaked out and curious at the same time. Yet you didn't judge anything I said. And all the things that I was saying were exactly who you are underneath all the things you don't believe about yourself. So if I can bypass through sound into your body, into your DNA, and I recommend if you guys want to listen to this again, like on your own, I don't know what time we are, you might want to mention the time, but go back and put on headphones. Because the cool thing about light language is it's going to vibrate from your left and your right hemisphere and activate certain key components in your nervous system to work in the meridian systems to kind of open up that emotional highway for you. Now, what we're going to be doing on the tour is we're using basically an amphitheater built for sound. So we don't need to use headphones, but if you're listening to light language, whether it's music or someone else's light language, you'll get more of the download if you actually listen to headphones. So if you want to go back and just say, okay, my intention for this light language is to receive gratitude, then put the earbuds on, take it all in, and don't judge it. You know, it's like we judge way too much. You're looking at me, you're judging what I look like, you're judging the sounds I make, but you know what, underneath that, there's just somebody here who loves everyone, just like you. Like we're just here to love people. Right. You know, if we just could get out of our own bullshit ways. And, you know, and when I first started doing that, it was tough because I was like, this sounds like gibberish. You know, it really does. But the feeling in my body is like I'm in the gamma frequency, and that frequency bypasses time and space. And so it's like, no matter how silly it sounded when I first started doing it, the effect that it had on my students and my clients, it was so amazing. And their lives started to go better. You know, I'm like, there's something to this. There is an easy button. And it's basically about bypassing ego communication and getting back to the root of love. You know, we've all hurt each other on this road because we were all trying to feel loved. We were all trying to be loved. Right. If we would just let that shit go, you know what I mean? And start anew. There's so many amazing things happening on this planet right now.
Yeah, there really are. But and Jess, I love this, but I want to take a second. So what we have here is we have a lot of people who are talking about modern dance light language. John says, just put me in total peace. Heather says, my whole body got hot. Is that normal?
Yep.
Frank, hey, dude, how's it going? Are you on that road trip yet there?
Whatever, he's going on tour with me. I kidnapped him.
Okay, nice. And then Christine felt tingles, and Phoenix says, we were brought up in prisons of judgment. Olga says, tingling all over my body. Angie says, doing this together. You guys, we are like having a blast here. This is what's fun. Look at, if it's woo-woo to wow-wow, however you want to feel it, whenever you want to feel it. We're going to have Jessica, we're going to be splitting her 10 million different ways, quantum style, baby. So I want you guys to stay tuned, watch Spirituality Gone Wild, go find Jessica Alstrom, like her page, go buy your tickets. And did anybody go buy a ticket? Anybody going to tell me yes? Because I know you want her academy, don't you?
Oh yeah. And yeah, there's one thing about this that, you know, it is I want to give free scholarships away to anybody that buys a ticket. And the reason why is because when you get done with this weekend, you will not be the same person. You will not be carrying the weight of the past, and you will need new connections. You will need new information. You will need new support systems, because not that your whole life is going to crumble or anything like that. But, you know, when you raise an awareness is wellness. You know, so it's like you become well and you realize you're vibrating on a whole new level. And it's about plugging in. Sometimes a lot of us just plug in when we feel scared or alone. We plug in with a teacher on YouTube or something on YouTube, and it just makes us feel like we're home. And that's where I really feel like when you're really getting used to your new body and your new downloads and your new DNA, but being around other powerful, like-minded people, keep the activation going. You know, when you return, you know, when you're a superhero and you return to a bunch of ordinary slave-minded individuals, whether you love them or not, power of influence will slowly but surely captivate you into that behavior again. But it will be painful, because to me, the most painful experience on this planet is to know you're here for more and live a small life.
That's right.
So if you're constantly plugged in with people that are doing big things, then you go, I can do that too. And here's the information. And one of the things about my academy, there's like 3,000 hours of archived teachings in there. And I share all my dirt, because to me, it's like there is not someone sitting here that's had a silver spoon. Like, I have had nothing. I've been an addict. I've been in and out of every kind of painful relationships. You know, I've had all the trauma. I've had the human experience. And basically, like, for me, my healing journey has been watch my experiment of how I transform this live on camera for the last 5 years. Watch how I've created my own abundance and my own freedom and my own loving partnerships and my own healthy kids and my own healthy body. You know, I've healed myself of autoimmune disease. I've healed myself of so many different ailments that were going on in here. And am I perfect? No. But you know what? To me, the best teachers are just about a week ahead of us, you know? So it's like, as long as I show up and love who I am and say yes to the opportunities that are unfolding, then it gives you guys opportunities to say yes. So join us on this tour. We'll be all over the world, but this one's going to be special because this one is about the first codes. This is about the new Earth 5D, 6D coding that's coming in, and you'll be receiving it, because we're not just going to give you the downloads that are sitting in the room. We're going global. We're going galactic. The whole world is going to get a piece of this, because you know what? We're all one. And we're connected. So when you show up, you're showing up for everybody. When I show up, I'm showing up for you. I'm you, you're me. Like, you know, it's just time for us to celebrate that love wins.
I love it. So let's keep celebrating, you guys. This was just rocking. You guys keep following Spirituality Gone Wild. Look, Jessica's coming back. You're going to have to just keep on check to see what's
Well, not to mention my team. Yeah, my team is joining you this week. So we're going to have Helena on. We're going to have Melanie on. We're going to have yeah, we're going to have some student teacher graduates come on there and show you their journey that are coming on tour with me. Yeah, so you can just get more of that quantum vibe going up here, you know?
I love this. And Jill Kerber-Smith said tickets bought. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for watching. Yeah, you know what? Heather, I want this. You need this. Yes, you do.
Oh, I want to meet you. Yes, for sure.
You do. Keep shining. We shall. We love you guys. Goosebumps. Your authenticity itself is music to my ears. Olga, you rock. Your authenticity is music to eyes. I love you guys. Peace out. Jessica, hang tight. We love you. And don't forget to check out Karen Palmer coming up on Tuesday. You have no idea. She's having an unbelievable panel of guests. You guys must check that out. All right. Peace out.